Thatch here, and welcome to the Poké Podcast. We made an exciting episode this week where we just kind of talk about a lot of fun things that we wish Pokemon would make, whether it be in merch or video games and whatnot. There's a lot of fun just like talking about it. So I don't have much to talk about other than we're not going to stream this week on Wednesday, but maybe this weekend we'll have a stream going on during the tournament on Pokemon Champions, just so you can watch me play some singles and probably lose. But I would love to see you there over at Twitch at twitch.tv/thepoclpodcast or at YouTube at youtube.com/puclpodcast. But without anything else to say to you guys, as long as you like, subscribe, comment, and you love the show, we'd love to keep you watching. But with that, puckle up for another exciting episode.
And now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, Puckle Podcast.
It's Puckle! Puckle! It's Puckle! Puckle! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! Puckle! Puckle.
Welcome to another episode of the Puckle Podcast. I'm your host, Trainer Thatch, and today I'm joined by my wonderful co-host. We've got the one and only Cloud9.
Hello, everyone. I am back today.
And then we've also got the magnificent Shark Finnegan as well.
Hello.
And today, welcome to the Puckle Podcast. Puckle, of course, standing for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007. We talk everything Pokemon from the trading card game to the video game to everything in between. And yeah, we've got a show today to make and talk about things. I don't have much to talk about other than like I've been playing VGC. I dropped the ladder pretty hard. I was actually like top 3,000 for a minute.
Oh wow.
Yeah. No,
Impressive.
I think a lot of people stopped playing. I'm like, I either got better because like I got back on the bike last season, or a lot of people stopped playing. I believe it's probably a combination of the two. But because like even outside of that, like champions on like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, when the ladders would reset, doesn't like give you some buffer like, hey, if you were Master Ball, you actually only got dropped down to Great Ball or whatever. It just drops everybody back down to Pokeball. And so you have to climb again. So after I waited probably like 3 or 4 days after the ladder restarted to start climbing again. But I like blew through it. It was like 10 batches and I was like almost back to Master Ball immediately.
Nice.
But I did streak pretty long.
I'm ashamed
I did
to say
streak
I
a lot.
still haven't started Champions.
Oh man, you're missing out, Claude. You're missing out. You missed
I
out on
Yeah,
the
no,
battle
I need to
pass.
get back it. I did a little bit, but then I just kind of fell off the grind for a little bit. I think I got sick and it just like everything just slowed down video game wise. But I got back. I'm slowly catching back up with everything, and I'll probably get on Champions here soon again on that grind.
Yeah, I slowed down on Champions a little bit because I was trying to finish the ZA decks, which I still haven't done, but I'm pretty close. Like all I need is Rotom. So
Yeah,
one day
I have a full
Last
living
night.
text of ZA that I eventually will
That's
just
what I
port
want.
over.
That's what I
but-
want to do. I want to just have
I
the
got
full
the-
living decks.
Yeah. I literally just got Rotom last night as I'm doing the grind of stuff
Rotom?
here. I'm now
I don't remember Rotom in
basically
the
on
original
just
CA.
special scans.
No, it's in
Oh.
the DLC. It's in the DLC.
That's right.
Claude.
I have the not DLC decks.
Yeah, no, the not DLC decks I'm done, but you need to be able to do to get the rewards in Pokemon Home. You need both.
Yep.
So,
Okay, I
yeah,
guess
yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and play Champions again.
yeah,
Not
or
looking
you
forward
mean
to that.
CA, not.
Yep,
But
same
yeah.
thing.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely
You have
understand.
to have it all done. Yeah.
You have to do
That's
all of
exciting.
it. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that
Which-
fun? Isn't that not a
No,
grind?
but
Which, I mean, technically you had to do all the dexes to get the Scarlet and Violet rewards, and I
is
literally
true.
just finished that. I had to play a second copy. I just just to be able to, I just kind of sped through it because I'm like, all right, I was taking a nice grind before. I'm like, let me just get that finished up so I can at least feel
Yeah.
better about life. And
I haven't done it
got-
either. to be
transferred
fair.
everything over just so I can quickly get
I think I
the.
have everything transferred over. If not, I have stuff to do, and that's exciting.
Yeah, no,
Thanks to home GTS, I got it all.
I haven't. I've been sitting down and just like, man, should I just sit there on stream one day, just like cleaning up my Dex completion stuff for Dex
Yes,
completion
You
rewards?
should.
Like, what a boring stream, though. Like, I just think that's a terribly boring stream to just do that. Like, I would love to do it because I need to do it. But I just think I don't know. I don't think there's a lot of value given to the audience if I do that.
No, but they like everything you do.
Yes. Well, I think it's because most of the time when I'm on stream, I'm not just playing games. I'm like sitting there having conversation about something. Because some people always come in and they'll just be like, Thatch, what do you think about XYZ on stream? Plug for streams, though it won't be on Wednesday this week. It might be. I think I might push the stream because I'm out of town this week. I might push the stream to like Saturday or something, which lines up with the online competition for champions.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking about doing
Cool
like
way
a
to do it.
weekend stream. Yeah, and just do that instead. So keep your eyes out for that, I guess, people who listen to the intro and didn't just skip to the topic. I wouldn't blame you if you did one or the other though. But yeah, I think I like doing that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's a long weekend this weekend, so I might just go ahead and do it this weekend, like start cleaning up a lot of stuff. Also playing champions. I have since like fallen on the ladder because I just got in a mood and I just sank my rating. So I need to sit down and climb back up the ranks. Because I was in Master Ball rank too. For those of you at home, Master Ball rank and champions, if you haven't played a lot of it, is weird compared to the rest of the ranks because the rest of the ranks you get like points and it like levels you up or whatever. When you get to Master Ball, the ranks are all based on your ELO and your actual ranking after that. So if you're in, I believe, if you're just in Master Ball, you're in rank 4 automatically.
Without his ranks of Master Ball, that's interesting.
Yeah, and well, because there's a champions tier as well. There's a champions rank as well on top of that. But the champions rank is only the top 300 players at the time. So you have to be top 300 to be able to be champions tier. You do have to be for rank 3, I believe it's like you need to be in the top 25,000. And then rank 2, you have to be in the top 10,000 or something like that. And then rank 1, you have to be in the top 1,000.
Wow.
Something along those lines.
That's a lot.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah.
And so last season I definitely did it, but this season I feel much better about it based on the fact that I like became Master Ball so quickly, and then I like got to top 3,000. And I was like, oh man, let's do it. This is the story of Thatch becoming good again one day. And
Slowly and surely, you will get
slowly
there.
and surely. Yeah, no, actually there might be more opportunities where like I go to regionals again, depending on how things work out.
That's exciting. I think you have a better shot with VGC than DCG.
Oh, absolutely. I do personally, probably.
Oh, I just think in general.
Yeah. I'm
Just
not
the
trying
amount
to
of
win it
people
all.
is
I would
less.
just like to do better. But what I don't know. I haven't played like a real VGC tournament since like 2018, and I think the like landscape has changed a lot in terms of how those tournaments are run. Like a large tournament back in like 2018 would have been like 400 people, and now like the minimum size is like 800 or something like that. Crazy. So I don't know. Like you have a lot of people coming into the game, and I know before when it grew really fast, you would have a lot of people who didn't really understand the game and would play it. And even when I did do it, I do remember that I would play people who would like bring their own little techs and stuff like that. And it just never worked. Like I remember the first mon that I realized was I was playing some guy in 2018, mind you, and he like I knew a lot of the calcs because I had practiced a lot. That's kind of what you have to do when you play VGC. You have to memorize like a few normal calcs and understand like how much damage you're going to take from a thing. Just generally like have an idea. And I remember I was playing with this guy with a Ferrothorn, and it like gyroballed into one of my Pokemon, and it did way more damage than I ever expected it would have done. And then I say to and I'm like, and like in my brain, I'm like, what happened? And then I was like, oh man, it's Choice Band Ferrothorn. And I very quickly adjusted and ended up winning that round. But yeah, it was a wild happenstance.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it was fun. I would there's a chance though, because I have family moving to new areas and I would want to visit, and those areas typically have Pokemon regionals.
Hey, that'll do it then.
Good.
Yeah, give me an actual reason to go instead of just Pokemon. Mostly because I'm 35 and I don't know. Oh no, like I was going to tournaments for TCG and it was fun for a while, and then I was just like, yeah, I just can't keep doing that. I just can't keep doing that. But yeah, anything else with you guys new? I took up most of that time. Sorry.
No, all good. I'm still going to my locals for TCG, and I have a blast because I get to play random dumb little things. This week I'm playing Slow King, which I learned is like
yes,
one of my favorite decks, like of all time, and I have no idea why. Like, I'm having like it is such a jank combo, and I'm like, this is everything I dream of.
Yeah,
it's just jank combo into jank combo into jank combo, and it is great. So
sounds awesome.
I'm thrilled to try it out. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Anything new with you, Shark?
Just mainly trying to finish up some dexes and wearing my Puckle merch.
Yeah.
Shout out the Puckle merch.
Oh, it's all gone now, I think, actually. The drop is over.
Oh, I missed it. Thank God.
Well, yeah, it's fine. You're on this side. We can hook you up whenever.
Not worried.
But yeah, it's gone. It's gone now. We're gonna do another drop at some point. We learned a lot of things about this drop that we need to fix for the next drop. But actually, this one was like a success. I didn't believe we'd be successful. So thank you to those of you who bought merch and were very excited about it. If you are somebody who can DM Thatch, and you were like, Claude, and you missed some and you want some real quick, maybe you should shoot me a DM and we can figure it out.
Well, I know there was something going on at one point. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait and see if this gets resolved first.
Oh, it did not get resolved. It did not get resolved.
Okay, great.
Nope.
It did not get resolved. It was a lesson learned.
Got it.
Yep.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, no, it was still a success regardless of those issues. So
Good.
based on what I saw. So
because the quality's still fairly good. So
no, the quality was very
happy.
good. The quality was very good. I was very happy with the quality. That was one of the reasons I went with the way we went. Yeah.
Yep. So.
All right. Well, there we go. That's been an intro. We got some news to talk about. So let's kick it on over to the news. Welcome to the news. In the news, we've got a few things to talk about. First and foremost, the most important thing in everybody's life. If you were to go to the Chicago Field Museum, they have the Pokemon Fossil exhibit. It is open until April 11th, 2027, by the way. So no rush. You don't have to go there. GoFest is actually taking place in Chicago this year, though. So I imagine there will be a lot of people going.
That's
I know
cool.
a few of my friends that are going to GoFest are also going to try to swing by the Fossil Museum. I figure that is the worst time to go. But I'll probably make my way over.
Best worst time.
Yeah, I plan to make my way over at some point. I really like the Chicago Field Museum. I think the Chicago Field Museum is really awesome.
Yeah, it really is. I went there as a kid.
It's very solid.
Really nice.
I grew up very close to Chicago, so I have gone to Chicago's museums various times. Actually, their entire museum campus, this is not a Pokemon recommendation, but the entire museum campus in Chicago is phenomenal. I recommend not only the Chicago Field Museum, but I also recommend the Chicago Museum of Industry and Science, that you could walk through a submarine, like a World War II U-boat. Yeah, they have one in the basement. That you can go walk through. Yeah, it's like one that we captured in World War II. It's awesome. And then there's also not only the submarine there, but you could also go to the Adler Planetarium, which is really sick. The Shed Aquarium, very good. And then also there's another museum that I'm forgetting off the top of my head. It's the Shed, the Field Museum, the Science and Industry Museum. There's one more thing. I swear there's 5 on that campus, but maybe I'm misremembering.
There should be something. I'm like literally looking at it right now.
Right? There's 5, right?
Yeah.
That's Tower.
Totally.
I mean, the Soldier Field is right there. I don't know.
Soldier Field's right there. You should go there before it's gone. By the way.
Yeah.
What's happening to it?
The Chicago Bears signed a deal to move their stadium because Soldier Field is outdated and needs to be updated. But they're getting a new stadium, and it's actually in Gary. So It's actually in Gary, Indiana. But
Wait,
yeah,
the Chicago Bears new stadium is going to be in Gary, Indiana.
yeah.
But then it's
Or at least in this quote suburbs of Chicago. So it's like in still Chicago, but like
Gary,
it's
Gary,
the same
Indiana. Gary, Indiana
it's in
is
Illinois.
Chicago.
But no,
The New York
it's
Giants,
a different state.
The New York Giants play in New Jersey. Like
I know, but it's
it's the same concept.
it's
And I
the
mean
same
it's
concept.
like the Kansas City is about to do this move from Missouri to Kansas side as well. So it's like, yeah. And I mean, to be fair, the Dallas Cowboys technically play in Arlington.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, the museum campus is just like on the lake, which is awesome. Like you're on Lake Michigan.
I mean, there's actually a
side.
lot more than I'm finding now. There's
well,
there's the Art Institute is there.
The Art Institute is the fifth one. The Art Institute is the fifth one.
That's like probably the biggest one. That's because you have that big.
Well, you can go and
thing.
you can, if you go for a long enough time, you can actually buy like a weekend pass essentially to go to all 5 of the museums on the campus.
Oh,
yeah. Like it's a little bit pricier, but it's not the same price as like buying each ticket individually to visit each of the museums. But you can do it, and it's actually a beautiful walk if you go at the right time of the year. Don't go in like December or something, but if you go at the right time of the year, you can do the walk, and it's a beautiful walk around that campus. Absolutely recommend as a former person who lived close enough to Chicago to visit it on a regular basis. All right, but either way, we're back for Pokemon.
Pokemon.
There's like a Quagsire coffee table thing, I guess, coming out.
I saw that. I want it.
Yes, I want it too.
It looks adorable.
This little side table type thing.
Yeah. It is very interesting. The way that it is listed in our news document in today's segment of things missing from Thatch's office, we have this Quagsire table. We absolutely do. We have this Quagsire table if it ever loads. Yeah, I will buy one if it comes out in the U.S. I will buy one
as long as it's a reasonable price.
Well, yeah. I don't know what a reasonable price is for. I would pay. I shouldn't say how much I'd be willing to pay. Because I could write this off as a business expense. For this table.
I would, as long as it's, under 100, I'd be very happy. Usually.
It does could be under $100.
It's $221 based off of the yen, based off the price of yen.
Never mind.
So, yeah. So it'll be like $300.
That might be a little too pricey for what I'm willing to pay for an end table.
It's not economical from a standpoint of it's just a little side table. I mean, the picture shows a bowl of fruit, which I think is hilarious to see on top of a Quagsire's head.
I am getting pretty close. I am getting close to having to move. Offices soon. So
my problem is, I'm like, I think I could make this.
I think I can make. You could probably get enough 3D print files to make something very similar.
Well, it's not even that. I think I can find an end table or something like that, or a block of wood.
You're gonna carve. You're gonna
convince
sculpt.
my wife to paint like into Quagsire.
You're gonna sculpt the wood.
I think I could sculpt the wood.
You know what, Claude? More power to you.
It's a guess of I think I can do something I probably can't do, and that's okay.
That's fine. Failure is good.
Whatever justifies not buying it in your head.
Whatever makes you happy, Claude. As
your
your
friend,
friend,
like I can find
as your
a
friend,
stump
as long as you're
somewhere
happy,
and use that.
I can buy you. I can get you a round of wood if you want. I got some.
A round of wood. Ooh, see, and now we're talking less than $200.
Yeah, you just got to drive to Ohio/Indiana to get it. But
now that's gonna be more than that in gas.
Yes.
Yes. The sad part is it's really true.
Yeah, and my midpoint's leaving. My brother's leaving Texas, so you won't be able to like stop in Lubbock instead, you know.
Oh no, another 8-hour drive. That's okay.
Yeah, it's a very short drive, I'm sure. All right. Let's go ahead and move on though to some video game news.
Japanese Nationals is going to happen in a couple weeks. That'll give a code for Charizard and Champions, which pairs nicely with the NAIC's Blastoise the following week. They also have a fun Furfrou side event going on. They also have a giant Charizard kites they got floating around the national. So if you're in Japan, cool.
Good for them.
Yeah.
And then the update. Don't forget the update.
Then the
Shark.
bigger update to VGC rules, natures, or as it's called in Champions, stat alignments will be visible on your opponent's team sheets.
That's crazy.
That's less fun.
That's
No,
You
okay.
can't hide like secret tech anymore.
Well, you haven't been able to do that for a while, to be fair. Claude, you just haven't been able to do it.
The only thing you cannot hide or that stays hidden is your stats. That'll still be hidden, but it definitely gives that little bit of an edge of knowing, okay, what your opponent, is your opponent fast or not? Fast, offensive or bulky, so you can start, or
you can get information.
That slow is a big one too.
Well, you can also get an information about like the about how your opponent's playing too, which is, I mean, it's good and bad. I'm okay with this, and the reason I'm okay with this is it's not as big of a deal nowadays as it used to be, but people do not like sharing their teams a lot. Like top players will not share their teams a lot if they're practicing on like Limitless or something like that. And I don't know that I'm a fan of that. Like if you're gonna play it in a semi-public forum, like if we can figure out what it is, we figure out what it is, right? Like that's how it works. And this kind of lowers that bar because you can kind of get an idea of, oh, they were playing actually this spread because only this spread really plays with this nature or something like that. So from that standpoint, when people play on Limitless, because Limitless likes to simulate exact competition play, we'll have these natures available to us to be like, oh, this top team had these natures on these Pokemon. I've run into this, but I to be fair, I really like, I do personally like when I'm looking at Limitless teams, going ahead and like trying to figure out what they did actually. And maybe I have my own ideas like, oh, this roster looks really good, but it would be a lot better if we played it like this. I think the team should look like this with these stats. And I've done that a lot before. I'm getting back into it. That's just like crafting EV spreads again and having a good time.
Wow.
I know. I'm deep, man. I'm back in the game. They keep trying to pull me out, but they keep dragging me back in. But yeah. All right. Well, one last Pokemon Go thing for you, Shark.
Next week, they're going to be a new event called Blanche's Quest for Knowledge. It's basically a research-focused event, and it's going to have a bunch of water types. It's just setting up for GoFest Tokyo that following weekend. So
who's Blanche?
She's the leader.
Team Mystic leader.
Mystic leader?
Ah, that's it. Yes.
I only know this because of all of the Pokemon Go cards in the TCG.
Yep. I mean, that's really true.
That's very fair.
I mean, if you're Team Mystic and you want some of that, specific fashion items, they'll have those in stores as well. So they're basically setting up for each one of the teams to get their own event here.
That's cool.
Before the big main global. So yeah,
it's all about Spark. It's all about Spark.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yes, 100%.
It's all about Spark. All right. Well, moving on to you, Claude. We've got some TCG news.
We have TCG. So one thing that's not here, I guess that I was realizing something that's not here. So the next TCG Pocket set will be Paradox Drive. It's supposed to come out on 5/27.
Yep.
It's going to introduce Paradox Pokemon into the game.
Wow.
So it's kind of like a small Paldea set. There's some new arts, some full arts, kind of cool things. A lot of it looks very similar to what we had in the actual TCG, but adjusted for Pocket. For those, Chaos Rising, I think, just came out, or will have come out last Friday officially. Which means things will be legal in about 2 weeks. So, but the product is there. Bunch of people are getting their ETBs, their boxes.
Yeah.
I got my ETB. It was fun.
You got your ETB, but is everybody going to be able to get an ETB? That's my worry.
Depends on where you go
question.
and who you know and how you do your thing.
Yeah, there are a lot of local game stores around here, especially that will make sure you can only buy like one product.
Said like my local game store does a lot where it's if you're there and you're playing Pokemon like during the week, like the week before, they'll be like, if you would like, you can we'll save one for you, and then you can just go pick it up.
See, that's pretty good. I do like that because I think that's the way it should be. Like if you're playing it, you're obviously going to support the store more than the scalper or whoever.
Well, and they're also giving us at MSRP versus anyone else has to buy it at whatever markup price there is, because like we know you guys are actually going to open this and not just scalp it.
Yep, because a lot of people keep doing that, and it's very frustrating.
Yeah, it's crazy. What was it I saw? They Japan, certain stores are now requiring government ID, and I'm like,
that was the other thing.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm missing this one, but I think wild. I saw it was Japan's going to require government IDs to purchase product for, I think it's Japanese product. We're all hoping that comes to the US as well.
I feel like that. I don't think it's like a Nintendo rule that's happening and it's happening for. I think it's literally just like random game stores in Japan are doing this.
I thought it was a Pokemon rule.
I know it's not a Pokemon rule. It's just like what some of the game stores are doing. But I mean, we're already doing that to some extent here where there's some stores that will sell exclusively at MSRP, but their condition is we'll open the pack before we hand it to you. Like they'll cut the top off the pack.
Oh yeah.
They're like, we're going to break the seals before you get it. That way you can't sell sealed product.
Sell that too, which I mean.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. Yeah.
Which I think
however
is good.
People want to do it, they can do it. It's
I'm all for
crazy
anything
that we live in this type of world. But
yes, you are absolutely correct. It's crazy that we live
in other news, though, there is an update to the TCG rulebook that allows for already legally reprinted cards from pre-released sets.
Thank God.
Basically, like there was an issue when we had Ascended Heroes because there was Poképad was out and it was about $7 to get a Poképad because
and
it was
there weren't
a
enough.
must-have in like
there
every deck.
Enough.
It was a 200 card set and it was a very hard like common or uncommon to pull. And then there was an overlap with the pre-release of Perfect Order that made them much more common, and you couldn't use the Perfect Order ones. You had to use the Ascended Hero ones. And it was a weird thing, but now
to be fair, like
you can use any reprint as long as it's allowed. Doesn't matter.
To be fair, the rules like had a built-in version for this too. It was just like it was a go around. This is much more direct, and they should just have this. But they had a rule. So like what would happen is if I would have played the new printing of Poképad, right? And say I'm playing Claude, and Claude wants to be he wants to try to just get any advantage he can by calling a judge and being like, Judge, he's playing an illegal version of this card. There is a rule that kind of gets around like me getting penalized for playing that card. Because what would happen is the judge could come by and be like, oh yeah, he is actually playing the wrong card, but you know what? You're going to get a penalty for breaking the spirit of the game. Because that is like in the rule book and judges are allowed to do that as well. Because you're obviously breaking the spirit of the game by just trying to call like on a technicality. So I don't entirely disagree with that, but I digress. We're going to go ahead. We got a couple minor things to talk about here. First and foremost, Badge Bonanza is happening. It is Pokemon Champions right now. Silver Badge this month is earning 3 Pokemon titles. That means that you get titles for playing with a certain Pokemon X number of times. I think it's only like 10. If you would, you get like little titles. You could be like Charizard fanboy or, you know, I don't know if Ferret's in there yet, but maybe it is.
No,
you could be like,
if
you could
not,
be Ferret.
I would have to.
Watchhog is in there. So like Ferret's coming one day. Okay.
I gotta find a Ferret team. If someone has a Ferret team on Champions, let me know.
I don't know if Ferret's in there yet.
Well, then I can't start playing until he's there.
That might be next. That might be the next one, next round, next batch of Pokemon. But
I'll wait for the DLC at this point.
Yeah, but if you just do 3 of those, which I think if you've been playing for like a month or so, you already have them probably. It's very easy. If you played enough matches, you'll probably have them. And then on top of that, the gold is just reaching Master Ball in Season 2. So I should go submit all of that because I have all of these things. Go get my gold and silver. And then also we have our weekly BGC tournament. It's still happening every Saturday at 6:30. We did change it so that there's only prizes if 8 people show up because we've been getting to the point where we have like 4 people showing up regularly. But if you want to go show up, hang out. Dr. Shamu is running those. And then finally in Wo Chien's News Corner, news brought to you at a snail's pace and made to make Thatch feel old. 10 years ago this week, Pokemon announced players could earn money instead of scholarships if you were over 18 playing at Nationals or Worlds. I actually do remember that change. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
There was also the Johto Classic Battle Competition that rewarded you Whitney's Meltank. I remember that one as well. That was very fun, very cute. I can't wait for more of those types of competitions to show up. I think they'll show up at Champions eventually. But yeah, that is our news. That is all we had to talk about there. So we've got the topic to get to. So let's kick it on over to the topic. Welcome to our topic. Our topic today is what happens if you let the 3 of us run the Pokemon company for a year. And we've done this topic. We've said these in these words before, but we're not trying to be armchair analysts or anything. What we would change to put the Pokemon company on track. We are talking about dream projects. If we all worked for the Pokemon company and we were allowed to be directors of certain different things, we wanted to talk about what we would do, what we would make, what we would like to see, right? And so we have a list of things that we would do, and what we're going to do is we're all going to just go around in a circle and kind of talk about them. I'll start just to kind of set the tone, but the first one I had on our list of things that we would do if we were working there. So Thatch, Claude, and Shark all get hired. And I just realized that I have everybody's wrong name up from last week. So I'm going to change everybody's name tags. I knew I forgot to change something today, and somebody's going to be like, I can't wait for the comments in the comment section of the YouTube video. They're going to be like, Thatch left Shark's name as Bocephus.
That's an Easter egg for those that find it.
It's an Easter egg. Yeah. Well, we just said it, so they'll know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
If you made it this far, comment Shark is Bo.
Shark is Bo. All right. But yeah, so the first thing we had is a game project. So if we were in charge, Thatch gets put in charge at the Game Freak. They've willed it into existence. They said, we're going to let you, Thatch, design a game. And we're going to do the same thing for the rest of you, but they're going to let you design a game. What kind of game would I make? What kind of game do I imagine? I really would, honestly, and like as bad as it sounds, because I say it's a bad idea constantly, and it'll never happen. And this is going to sound really like hypocritical coming from Thatch, but I would love to build a game where you have a new region, but then you get to go back to an old region. Like that is the only concept I can think of that I would really, if I were in charge, I would design it that way. I would use it as a game to celebrate, and the Legends games are sort of doing this where they take an old region, they celebrate it in a different way. But I would really like to see a game that does it kind of intentionally in a new form. I think Kitakami is kind of a step in that direction. Like if we made a game that took place all in Kitakami and it was actually bigger than actual Kitakami is, like you expand Kitakami to be the size of Paldea. And then at the end of Kitakami, they go, oh, hey, by the way, let's go to, here's Johto, or here's Hoenn. Here's Sinnoh. You can go back to one of these older regions, done in this newer style, and you can go and play over there as well. They don't have to even be connected. I think the DLC has kind of gotten rid of the need for the physical connection.
Yeah.
But it would be really cool if somebody came up to me and was like, oh, hey, by the way, Thatch, you finished the game. You just became an Elite Four member. You finished the story. But hey, there's something that's like tied into the way this story worked that's actually very similar to the way things went down in Hoenn a few years ago. And you go back to Hoenn, you go to like Origin Cave, like you start there, and then you have to kind of explore around the region to solve a second like phase of the story or the game. Maybe that is DLC as well in some sense, but that's kind of how I would design it. I really want a game really that like references it. Yeah, I want it to reference the game exactly.
I think rather than like if I were to just to jump off your idea, because I do really like this idea. Yeah. I think rather than like you play through like one region and then go to a second region, it's more of a, all right, well, you're following a different storyline than just collect 8 badges and win. It's like, oh, you are trying to research something or trying to do something or fight some sort of evil team, and they move to a different area. So then you have to stop what you're doing and go to
mid-game.
insert region here.
Mid-game. I like that, actually.
Like mid-game. I'm thinking like how in Fire Red Leaf Green, after you did the 7th badge, you had to go straight to the Sevi Islands, and you didn't have a choice. So you would do something like that where it's, all right, cool. Now you get access to this part of Hoenn. And there's like a whole like sky tower-esque
and
thing.
it grows.
You need a tiny piece of this. And then after you beat the main game, the rest of Hoenn opens up.
What a good idea.
Or something like that.
I like that idea that you, I kind of like the idea of that you kind of treat the old region like the Sevi Islands.
Yeah.
Where you do stages and it's just like, okay, you've unlocked, Pseudopolis or whatever. And then now you can actually go to Lily Cove right now, later on. And then you expand it kind of like the islands in the Sevi Islands where you're just like, okay, you can go to 1 through 3. Now you can go to 4 and 5. Now you can go to 6 and 7. I really like that idea. Just to be able to integrate into the story.
That's the only modification I would make to your idea, because I think it's a wonderful idea.
I think you're correct. I think your idea is better. I think this is the workshopping that we would have in the Pokemon Company if it were designed.
Yeah.
Is the word. We're available TPCI. Just letting you know.
Yeah.
We're available.
I think something like that gives you the access to do multiple regions without it being the same game twice.
Well, no, I don't want to do that. I would like to, if say it was Hoenn, right? Hoenn, Kanto, Johto, Sinnoh, like anything from the first 6 generations, essentially. I would be really okay if you could still go get the badges. Maybe that's like post-game thing you can do.
Sure. Or at least, yeah.
I like, because the charm of the reason people really liked going back to Kanto, or I like to imagine the reason people like going back to Kanto. I shouldn't speak for everyone. But the reason I believe people like going back to Kanto in Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Gold and Silver was because the Kanto changed, and we got to see how Kanto changed. And I would love to go back to Hoenn and we go, yeah, these are events that happened, right? Kyogre and Groudon, or taken, like, we're using Hoenn as a very heavy example because I think it's a very cool idea to go back to Hoenn in this way. And I think you could make a story, like, to quote George Lucas, make it rhyme, make the stories rhyme. And you could do another story that's kind of environmental based, very similar to Hoenn. And you could go ahead and say, okay, now we need to go back to Hoenn because maybe we can learn how to solve our problem by how they solve their problem.
Yep.
Right.
The other, I mean, if you're thinking weather conditions, you would just go to Black and White, and then you have all the genies, and that can kind of be their own.
That could work too. I just don't want more genie stuff because we just did genie stuff. But
I know. I'm just saying, like, that's the easy, like, oh, cool. They can, like, whip up different natural disasters and make it hard.
Yeah, I mean, this would also be a good way to, in my opinion, because, like, I think they were on the right track with the DLC from Scarlet and Violet, where they decided, oh, hey, let's go ahead and, take you to another region, essentially. With Kitakami just kind of being a homage to pretty much the first 4 generations. And then when you go to the Blueberry Academy, which is in Hoenn, or not Hoenn, in Unova, and has a lot of Unova references. I really wish they would have done it a little bit more extensively than just like references. I would have really liked to see a full story, right? Or a full adventure in the full region. Even then it could be like the kind of, I wouldn't even say Kanto was the full Kanto region when we got that in Gold and Silver, right? Like they had to make shortcuts to fit on the cartridge, like Viridian Force is gone. And a couple other routes. Well, Viridian Force being gone, honestly, is kind of a shame in that game. I understand, and they've like made it fit in like story wise, but like that's like the first like dungeon in Pokemon is Viridian Forest, and losing that was kind of sad. To be fair, we got it back exactly in copy in Santaloon Forest, so it's fine. It is what it is. But yeah, this is kind of what my idea would be. Like, I would take something like that. I would make a mainline game that pays homage to an older mainline game in such a way that it makes sense to revisit that region at the same time. But that region isn't the star of the show, right? That region is not the star of the show, but it's there to help decorate the story at the same time. I do think that this is a problem I say it's a problem. It's a problem from Thatch's perspective, but in current mainline games, I think it's really disappointing how we don't leverage the existing characters and IP as much as I think we should. Like the fact we're in Lumio City in Pokemon Legends EA and we did not see Clement once is very disappointing.
I agree with that. Or any reference to the gym, really.
Yeah, well, there was like an NPC that talked about it being a gym and being like, yeah, and then the gym leader left, and I was like, okay, that's cool, I guess.
Okay.
Fine.
Why not a something? Not even just saying, hey, he went off to do an adventure on his own or something.
Yeah, I know. It's just a bummer. It's just a bummer. I don't know. I would really like to see something like that though happen. I also think for well, it is Pokemon 30 this year and we don't get a real game, which is somewhat disappointing, but I was really hoping that this year we would get like, oh, everybody's here eventually.
Yeah.
Game. It doesn't bother me as much with Champions kind of being on the way and like working its way through and up. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah. Oh, what do you guys have? What if you guys were to design a game? What would you guys do? I've got Claude on my left-hand side, so I'll pick on him first.
Okay. So I would want to do a. I hate to say mine's in a similar vein to what you were talking about because I like the idea of.
I mean, we could just bundle it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I like the idea of it being a Pokemon game, but it's in the vein of like a mystery dungeon, except it's not mystery dungeon. Like, it's that type of story where it's like, all right, cool. You are, part of this region doing this thing. Like you are part of this group that's trying to accomplish some goal. And there actually is an evil team. Because I feel like we've gone away from the evil teams.
Right.
And I think we need to bring back evil. Like I want evil. You are stopping the world from,
I've had this thought as like a topic for the podcast, but I'm like, we can't drive it for like the length of a topic about like how I miss evil teams. I have an idea for a larger topic at some point where we just literally go, all those little topics that we want to do, but we know it's not enough for a whole show. We each get to just pick our little mini topic and just rant.
Mini topic. Great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, like I want something where it's twofold. It's part Pokemon, it's part adventure, it's part like mystery. Like I like the idea of like I'm trying to think like an old school like think back to the original Jak and Dexter.
I don't know what that is.
I'm going like wild on my silly idea where it's you have to like part of it's I need to collect things or I need to catch Pokemon. Like part of it's an adventure of this new area. Part of it's doing a bunch of side quests. And then part of it's just taking down bosses. I like the idea of everything without the main story, with like a loose story rather than just here are your badges that escalate you through the thing. I like the idea of just I don't want to say like an open world adventure of Pokemon, but kind of.
So I have a question to follow up on this, and I think I have an idea to make this better, just like you made mine better.
Wonderful.
One, if you're talking about like a mystery dungeon type thing, right? Is the idea that like you're playing Pokemon and there's an evil team and you have to, like the main gameplay loop is kind of like you're exploring these random dungeons and then you're getting things done. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
I don't want to say dungeons, but like areas, but yeah, sure.
Yeah. Well, dungeons in like the video game sense, game sense.
Sure, yeah, not like an actual actual dungeon crawler game, like
not like Mystery Dungeon where it's
or something,
pure dungeons.
But because what I can imagine this as, and I think this could be really cool, Claude. I can imagine this as a Pokemon Legends game of like a previous region. There's still an evil team, but you're in the future, like the way future. Like the region got destroyed and you're exploring. It's kind of like Pokopia in a sense, kind of like the idea of Pokopia. You're in the future.
Pokopia, but the things actually exist instead of it being totally wasteland.
Exactly. Yeah, things exist, and you're going through like, let's say this happened in like Kalos. And you walk into like Santalune City, but it's destroyed. But there's like areas for you to explore to figure out what's going on in Santalune City. I figured that would be a really cool Legends game. It's a Legends in the future.
So now here's the problem with that because I can see where you're going, and it's all right, cool. Now it's actually a Lola, and it's all about the hyperspace portals. And
that's even cooler. I'm into it.
Goes to a different like part of a different region. This is back to your idea now.
Oh, this is awesome. Oh man.
So like you are in this future team that's trying to stop like things that are happening either in the past or in the future. Something like that, because these portals can go anywhere. And it's all right, cool. One area is just, imagine for lack of a better word, it's like Lumio City, but it's all in ruins. And you have to figure out why. Or it brings you to all these other little areas.
I like this a lot.
Different city in each game, and then it connects all the regions. You can have a separate Pokemon. It's not giving you the full thing, but part of it, I like the idea of it being like part, like Detective Pikachu, where there's this mystery you have to solve.
I think Pokopia did this similar mystery very well, and I think making it like a real Pokemon game as opposed to Pokopia would be very cool.
Because I think instead of it being like a world building that you can build as you choose, it's you have to figure out what's going on, and it turns out there's this actual evil team that you have to go and stop, and you need to, rather than there being 8 gyms, it's 8 different like hyperspace portals you have to go and go through. Yeah. Each one with its own like, let's say like Dynamax or what were the Alolan things? The alphas? No,
the totems. The totems.
Like, or something like that, where it's a giant hard Pokemon battle. Yeah. Like the Ultra Necrozma, that's still an incredibly difficult fight that if you don't know how to deal with, you're kind of in trouble.
No, I totally.
It sounds like almost MMO style something. I don't like. I'm like kind of like the Final Fantasy 14 or WoW-esque, where you have those big raid bosses and stuff, where you can I
think I'm trying to
possibly gear towards. I know you're kind of going more story driven, but it's definitely got the vibes of those types of like big raid bosses that you would find in those type of MMOs. Maybe I am just building a
Pokemon MMO with a whole bunch of side quests.
No, I don't. I think what you're making is very cool. I really like that idea.
It could definitely be separate from that. I think it's like the combat of that, but there's story with it too. I could see like it's fleshing out the hyperspace portals that you've gotten.
Man, it would be
from Ultra Sun and Moon and
maybe this is just a
Legends,
quest.
like fleshed out.
Okay, but could you imagine? Could you imagine Pokemon Legends Looker? Pokemon Legends Looker, like that would be really.
Legends Looker actually would be.
What a good game idea! Oh my gosh, guys,
hold on.
Just make TPCI give us royalties. It'll be fine.
This is I think the $1 million idea right here.
This is it.
You are part of Looker's team, and you have to just explore because he's different
Pokemon
regions,
Legends Looker.
Things.
Absolutely, Pokemon Legends Looker.
You finally get his backstory from what happened in Ultra Sun and Moon. Oh man,
yeah.
With you're
that
on
would be
something
sick.
here. Oh man,
there's something there. There's something good there. So we're available. Just again, just again, TPCI. Okay, Shark, we're going to you. I know we just came up with the best idea in the world, but it's up to you now. Oop. After that blip, Shark, tell us your idea.
All right. So I know y'all were going kind of closer towards like a main-ish line game, and I was trying to think of other like totally popular side IPs that you could probably pull off of. I mean, my one idea would have been a Minecraft / Animal Crossing game, but apparently they decided to make that one.
They did that for
after
you.
Years and years and years. They finally did that one for me. So I guess the next kind of options.
Is it bad that I still wish there was an Animal Crossing one? Like I wish it wasn't together. If that makes sense. I don't want to have to design my own world. I'm not creative enough for that.
I like them having their own houses, which they kind of do with their habitats, but that's another thing.
Yeah, but I would say one idea that could be fun could be in the what's the name of in the kind of, I would say either like something closer to what is that?
Describe it.
The hack and slash style of games that I know
Hades?
that could be interesting. But it's the
Warriors, Warriors games.
Yes, there it is. Thank you. I had blanked on it earlier. A warrior style Pokemon game could be kind of fun, where you're just like, a Pokemon and having to go through hordes of other Pokemon, cutting through, just like kind of getting a bigger size and scale of like Gyarados Hyper Beam blasting through a whole bunch of Rattatas and such.
That would be sick.
Could
actually,
be kind of interesting.
It's like the next level of Pokemon Rumble.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's better Pokemon Rumble. It's better Pokemon Rumble.
Better Pokemon Rumble.
It's better Pokemon.
Dang it! Everything I come up with is just better Pokemon thing they already did. Because the other thought I had was just better Pokemon with better Pokken, with like an actual better fighting game.
One without
gosh.
a weird fighting system in it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly, because like Smash Bros is so popular. It's like you could do that
It's
with
not,
Pokemon
it's not even
and
Smash
just
Bros.
call it.
The one that gets me is there's a fan game, the Pokemon fighting fan game. There's
Oh.
it's Pokemon. Is it Pokemon Close Combat? I think it's Pokemon Close Combat.
Yes. Yeah.
So Pokemon Close
Yeah.
Combat exists. There's this game. It's a fan game called Pokemon Close Combat, and they've made a whole fighting game where there's a number of different Pokemon you can go fight with each other. No, it's not just Pokemon Close Combat. There's another one. Because I'm looking at the characters, I'm like, these are not all the characters I remember. There's a Pokemon fighting game that's out there where you can like fan Pokemon fighting game. Because you could fight as like it's just like a 2D fighter in the vein of something like Mortal Kombat or something. And
Exactly.
it's very, very cute and very fun. I gotta find it, man. The fact that I just keep saying Pokemon Close Combat and that is not it. There
was one back then. I'm just trying to remember what it was. But
Yeah, I
I know
remember,
Close
like, the
Combat
game-
looks like the newest one, but
Yeah, even just something like that. Maybe it
I
is
know
Close
what you're talking
Combat.
about.
Maybe it is Close Combat. I'm just misremembering. I don't remember.
I know it is Close Combat. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Because
more of like a
that's
Street
the one I've seen.
Fighter combat.
Yeah, it's more
Yeah.
Street Fighter.
Mhm.
I think something like that would be fun and fine, and I wish that did exist like officially. I think something like that would also
something
have a
closer
better.
to that.
I think something like
Yeah.
that would also have better legs than some of the other games that exist out there. You know?
Yeah, I think
Agreed.
2D fighters are better than the 3D
Yeah.
ones. So that's why, like, I mean, you could make it 3D, but it just needs to be that plot, like
Yeah.
just in the 2D, either A, like a Street Fighter, or B, like a Smash
Yeah.
Brothers. It's got to be one of those two.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think the 3D Poke and
I think
style,
I don't think
'cause
you
it's
can
just
do
harder to aim and control, I feel like.
Yeah, I just don't think you can do Smash Brothers only because Smash Brothers exists. I think you'd have to do I think you'd have to do a 2D fighter. I think
Mhm.
you'd have to do something 2D, and just have a great time doing that. I think Pokken was
Yeah.
like very close. They tried to do all of their ideas at once.
Yeah, I think it was too
Which
many.
There's too many ideas at once, and I think that kind of sank it. That like I remember being at like nationals and stuff where they were like begging people to sign up for the nationals like bracket because they didn't have 64 people to make a full bracket.
Yep.
I remember that. But because like they would like walk up to us and be like, "You want to play Pokken?" And I was like, "No, not really." They're like, "We
Mhm.
need more
Qualify
people."
for Worlds.
Yeah, well, you could just you'll be at you'll be in nationals. And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay." The thing is, it's because there were already like 8 people that were from the fighting game community, so like they were gonna win anyway. Like, so why would I want to play?
Good point.
But yeah, all right. Okay, I think we came up with that one. That was the first
Yeah.
round. We got time for a couple more. I think the other ones will be much faster than us designing
Yeah.
a Pokemon game. But
Yeah, exactly.
the next one I had on my list was if we were at the Pokemon Company and they said, "Hey, Thatch, you're terrible at making games. How about you help us with our combat system or help us with our competitive Pokemon scene? What are some changes you would make to competitive Pokemon, whether that be the competitive scene, the actual gameplay, whether that's in TCG, video game, whatever?"
Bring back 6v6 singles. What? Who said that?
I mean, that's a good answer. I think I wouldn't. Okay,
That's not enough.
So like hot take from Thatch. Thatch, who loves 6v6 singles and it was like very good at them way back in the day. I think that 6v6 singles is a bad format for any kind of like competitive scene, if that makes sense. Like from like a oh my gosh, organized play perspective. I
Oh,
think the
okay.
matches
I
think the
can
matches take
agree
too long.
with that. I think it's fine for
think it's too
fans, and I
long.
think it should
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
the support the format, but the game can devolve into
Yes.
very much stall.
Yeah, it's-
And that's the thing with timer. Even if you had the shortened VGC timer,
yeah.
like matches will run too long, either
Yep.
really fast or it runs too long, and you're going to use
Yeah,
up
exactly.
the entire
I-
time.
you're
Which
That is the correct answer.
That's not the change I would make. Probably, I think it should exist. I think it should exist for people who want it because I think taking away that option is very bad. I also think that I don't think I've been getting better at VGC, and I obviously did well at VGC in the past, and I have that capability. But I don't think even in 2018 I would have been able to be good at VGC had I not had my 6v6 roots. I learned a lot of the basics from from 6v6 singles, and I think 6v6 singles, I mean, the thought processes are slightly different than with VGC. VGC, the actual gameplay is a little bit more complicated, and I think I find that a little bit more engaging nowadays, because I've gone back and forth between the 3v3 singles on Champions and VGC quite a bit recently, especially because next week's tournament on Champions is a 3v3 singles tournament, and because I'm prepping for that and trying to build a team and get it all ready for that. And I was thinking to myself, like, what do I do? How do I make this better? And the gameplay itself, I don't know that I enjoyed as much. I think part of it is the 3v3 singles part, because I think the Pokemon team selection, like the 3 selection that you choose in 3v3 singles, is significantly more impactful than your team of 4 selection in Pokemon VGC.
Yes,
because I think it can be very swingy. It can be very swingy as a result of whatever you bring. And
100%.
Way more than in VGC. I think in VGC you can be on a misstep with the Pokemon selection you bring, but you can recover. There's always a chance to recover. In 3v3 singles, I don't think there's ever a chance. There's sometimes a chance where your selection just boxed you out.
Yeah.
And you can't recover. And I don't like that as much. And I think in singles as well, I think about the number of options and plays I have when I sit down for a turn of VGC versus the number of options I have during singles. Right. In VGC, there are I would say, I think at least 4x, if not 16x more things that could happen in a turn than in 6v6 singles, where you have you can do 5 things. You can use one of your 4 moves
and switch.
4 moves and switch. And that's all you can do. And I do find that a little bit more simplistic.
And
I do think
then
it's easier to understand.
Your switch is you only have 2 switches, because you only choose 2 other options.
3v3. But even also with like 6v6, I think it's the same deal to some extent as well. I think you can build a more stable team with 6v6 than you can in 3v3, where you play something that's a little bit more consistent. But yeah, I don't know. So the change I would make then probably, well, I mean, I would add that into Champions, but I don't know that would be like the major change I would make to competitive Pokemon per se. Honestly, if it were me, and if we were trying to push for like for 3v3 to be a more playable format, I would honestly probably say, hey, you know how we gave the max PP, even though we've already shrunk it already once for like Roost and Recover down from like 16 to 8, I would bring it down to 5. I would just be like, you get 5. You're done. After that, you're good. Because I think in 3v3 singles even, you still get very stally. I don't think that is fun gameplay. I don't think it's fun to watch, especially in 3v3, where you can just get stalled out if you're like one wall breaker is just gone. And that's probably the change. That's probably the biggest one I would make. Like, what a small little change. Like, I'd make this really cool pitch for like a video game, and then I'm just like, I think Roost should have 5 PP and not 8 PP.
So I was thinking about this, and I'm torn between 2 things that I think are just not fun mechanics that are added to Pokemon that I would either take away or remove.
Yeah.
The one I'd remove would probably be moves that up your evasion, like your double team, your minimize. I don't think that is a good mechanic to have in the game anymore. And I think it just
did double
hurts
team make
gameplay.
it? I don't even know if double team's in there. I haven't checked for that. To be fair, minimize is, but minimize has a downside that nobody realizes because nobody's paid attention. By the way, minimize has a downside with a very well, I wouldn't say very, but common enough move. That if minimize became a problem, it would probably become a more common move. But minimize, for those of you who are unaware, and I just want to make people aware that this happens, this is a very weird niche mechanic. After I think it's after generation 4, I believe there's a good number of moves that will actually like do double damage to somebody who's used minimize, like body slam.
Oh yeah,
body slam, stomp, of course.
Unrelated to things, I found that malicious moonsault does the exact same thing. That old Z move of Incineroar. I'm just like,
yeah,
that's really funny that it just a random Z move that does the same thing. Minimize makes you very much a target. Yeah, double team is in the game.
Double team is in
I just think there's things like that that just aren't fun, and it's like I would remove that if anything. But I think the big thing I'd want to change is freeze.
They did update freeze. Wait, did you know this? They updated freeze.
No.
But keep going. I want to hear
how do they update freeze? Because now I don't.
Not in
know
the
how
way
they do
that
this.
I think you're going to propose, which is like frostburn, but or
I
frostbite
don't think I was gonna do frostburn.
or frost. But
that is
freeze
one way
did
to go with it, where it's kind of like it's like burn, but it lowers your special attack or something like that. Like that is one way to look at it, where it doesn't stop you. But if you want to go with the idea of it being freeze, I think I would go with it more like paralysis, where there's a chance you could, be frozen. But
okay,
I mean,
let me
I
explain.
Don't think it's...
So Pokemon Champions did change freeze to make it pretty much like sleep. It's not the same as you were suggesting, which is paralysis, which but it's like sleep, which is kind of a bummer because it's like sleep is probably one of the most powerful conditions in Pokemon.
Yeah.
But it's better than it was, which it was like almost like a permanent sleep. But you do have a 25% chance to get unfrozen every turn. And then you always unfreeze at the third turn.
Okay. So I don't like it like that. I think that's just sleep 2.0.
Yeah, no, it is. It's just sleep again.
They
actually just nerf sleep too. In Champions.
So like it sounds like it's a repeat of the same exact thing that already exists. And I think it needs to be something unique in its own right. Like I'm okay with it being if you're frozen, it's one turn of complete, you don't do anything.
Yeah.
Second turn, it's you move at like half speed. Third turn, it's something else. Like I like the idea of it being a
multi-step process.
A multi-step thing where it's you're frozen, you're slowing, you're thawed.
I like that.
But it keeps the status so you can't get like double status on top of it.
I like that.
So like that's my propose for a new change would be, all right, we'll do freeze and it'll be a, one turn stop, 2 turn, you're like half speed or something like that. And like your attack is slower or something like that. Or like your something is down, but then something else. And then third turn, you're free.
Yeah. Shark, what about you? I'll let you do it. And then I want to do like a bonus TCG one if you don't do TCG.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot TCG.
I have a bonus and then we can talk about that one and be done.
I'm going to say one of the biggest things about Pokemon formats is that it's very much physically dominated. I would say, or at least a lot of the mechanics and everything is kind of geared towards that physical part where you have like right now the metagame is skewed towards physical attackers. You have things like Intimidate that nerfs it. You have Burn that nerfs it. And then they have the counter things of like, well, now you have things like you have a lot of the abilities that, Inner Focus now prevents against Intimidate and things like that. So it's very skewed towards like, if you got to manage your physical attackers. Well, why don't we get some stuff more than just Assault Vest for special attackers? Where's our special Intimidate? Where's our special status that nerfs special attackers?
I've got comment. Because this is a common thread I see happen all the time. I see this take a lot online, and I don't agree with it. If you look at the top Pokemon in Pokemon Champions right now, or in the meta, right? Let's take a look at. We're gonna use just because I can pull it up faster. We're gonna use the meta for VGC rather than singles. But in the top usage, I will tell you that typically the best Pokemon are always physical attackers, and that is why physical attackers have more tools to work against them. Rather than special attackers. Special attackers, I think, are significantly more balanced in Pokemon. Not from just like a Pokemon stat perspective, but just from a perspective of just like the moves don't hit as hard like the common moves. Like if you think of high power special attacks, they all have low accuracy. There's high risk, high reward there. And then you think, let's take just like a quick thought experiment. Fighting type move that does 120 base damage. We think close combat, 100% accuracy. Electric type move, special attack, has 120 base power. Thunder, 70% accuracy. And so that's kind of the way this is a very anecdotal example, but that trend that we set with that example there is very true across Pokemon. And so I think that's why those tools don't exist. But I can understand people wanting these things to exist just so they feel like there's balance. But I think it makes Pokemon very interesting in that way, that special attackers are almost this entirely different pool of Pokemon with this different set of tools than the physical attackers. And I don't really want to have the same tools for both. I feel like it makes the game less interesting. You know what I mean?
But I think of all
like grandstand.
If I think of all the legends that are like very, very strong, very, very powerful, they're all special attackers because they get a signature move that's hits more
100% accuracy. Or something like that. Yeah. Think about that. Like that's why fairy types are so good, is because they get like essentially like their one fairy type move is essentially just like Thunderbolt, and it's very, very good, and they usually have pretty good stats to back them up.
And the special spread version is still 100% accurate compared to something like Heat Wave or, you know.
Exactly, yeah. I don't know. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but that thinks that Pokemon is built in a very complex way, and that's probably why it doesn't exist. And our brains want symmetry. Our brains want symmetry.
And that's the thing. I was like, I kind of want that said symmetry. I'm just like, there should be those tools and that access to all those. And you can definitely like counteract it, you know, the thoughts of like, oh, special intimidate, special status with the same type of stuff, with upping special moves accuracy or providing new ones more widespread. And so I thought at least that could be interesting in that regard.
I think there could be more stuff to do with special attackers. I do feel like it's very limited. I do think that they've mostly left special attackers alone outside of like maybe competitive. And been competitive the ability, not competitive the form.
Yeah, exactly. Where you see Melodic, but that's also a counter to like Incineroar is to giving competitive things like Melodic and Empoleon and such.
Yeah, I do feel like there's not a lot of interaction. I guess it feels like as we all are TCG players, it feels like I feel like special attackers feel a lot like the Pokemon TCG, where there's not a lot of interaction with your opponent's board. Where physical attackers feel a lot like more Magic the Gathering, where you can play a lot of interaction with your opponent's board.
Exactly.
With that, there's more interaction in that sense. That's kind of it's not a perfect one-to-one analogy, but that's kind of how it feels.
And I can see that's exactly how I kind of feel about it. Exactly, like that you can be able to do something about it, because otherwise it's like light screen.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's light screen in Assault Fest, and you don't get Assault Fest right now in
that is very
Champions. So you're literally that's it. It's just screens.
My concern is mostly that what ends up happening is if you do introduce those things, is that it just ruins the value of special attackers in general, and nobody runs special attackers, and the entire game just becomes physical attackers. Because if you look at a lot of the top competitive teams, a lot of the top competitive teams are just physical attackers, with the exception of like, I guess, Archaldon nowadays. But
Mega
Meganium's usage has dropped a lot.
People realized
it's not that good. It's fine. Like, it works well on rain teams. It's okay. But there's the prevalence of like Aerodactyl like really knocked it down. Aerodactyl became really big because in the meta right now, Aerodactyl is the fastest Tailwind user in the game, outside of like a prankster or something.
Outside of priority.
Yeah, outside of priority. So Aerodactyl's usage like really skyrocketed, and Aerodactyl's actually a pretty decent Pokemon on top of that, being flying rock type. There's a lot of good physical goodness there. Access to Rock Slide, access to Dual Wing Beat. It just knocks out a lot of things. But I look at from my recent gameplay of Pokemon Champions and like climbing up the ladder in this new season, I think to myself, like, what were my MVPs? And my MVP was like, one of my MVPs was Corviknight, because Corviknight just soaked up every physical attack. And there were way more.
And just like looking at the metagame, it's like really just either there's no real special sweepers. Like it's really like your special sweepers are Charizard Y, which benefits from rain, from sun.
Exactly.
Archilodon, who benefits from rain, and then every other special attacker really is just kind of like
Yeah.
because it can, and
Because
because it's its highest
big
stat. Like Sinistra,
It's got big stat.
it runs it because it can.
I
Halberd,
think
it runs it because of rain, but also just really all it gets. It's not really a sweeper. It's just a
Exactly.
boomer. So,
exactly. It just doesn't happen that often.
and then it's just the fairy types, and that's just it's less about them being like powerful special sweepers, more so that there's
Fairy's
just not
a good
really.
type. Fairy's a good type.
It's more of
Hard
fairy's
stop.
a good type. That's really why. You know, there's
exactly
because your counters right now, because your top 2 steel types don't resist fairy moves. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's really the
I'll
kind
end
of
us there
deal
before
you
we turn
get.
into a Pokemon Champions episode. But
Yeah.
one free TCG
yeah.
one free TCG one I would make
Okay.
is and Claude, you might agree with this. Maybe you disagree. I don't know. This is a take I've seen online, but I would do it. I think one of the biggest problems with the Pokemon TCG in terms of like speed when you're at a tournament or something like that is people take an excessive amount of time to prize check. And I would like to see a format that is where it's done in such a way that you essentially, instead of drawing 7 cards for your opening hand, you draw 13, and you have to choose 6 of those to be your prizes. And then you know what your prizes are because you picked your prizes.
I think rather than that, I think I would rather lean towards at the start, you do your prizes face up, you can see your prizes, then everyone shuffles their prizes
shuffle
and
your
puts them face
prizes.
down. And you put them face
I'm okay
down.
with that too.
This
I'm
way
okay with
it's
that.
still random and you could still get screwed over by prizes, because I think that's half the fun of the game is not knowing
Okay.
what your prizes
Yeah.
are, or like not having your whole deck.
Or like knowing maybe prizes should just be like a separate deck almost. You know what I mean? Like it should just be a stack of 6 cards sitting off to the side.
Yes,
that gets
but I
shuffled.
feel like you should know what they are to avoid the prize check.
Yes, I know. I agree with that. Anything to remove prize check, because if you're a good enough player, you can do the prize check, right? And you know what your prizes are. And I think it's just unfun when you go to a tournament and you sit there and you play with somebody and they play like their first Ultra Ball, and then you spend a minute and a half waiting for them to figure out what their prizes are. And
So
you don't want to feel like you don't want to feel mean to call judge and be like slow play. Like
I think the thing that I would want to change with the TCG, and I don't have a good solution for it, is there's 2 things. One always needs to be some sort of comeback mechanic. What, like some sort of judge effect, Iono.
Oh yeah, no, they
like,
realize this. They realized that way long ago.
I know. Well, like special right, like there needs to be something like that. But also, I think Boss's orders has become too warping of the meta, and there's not another option. Like the ability to just switch out one of your opponent's Pokemon to bring it up is, I think it's important, but I feel like there needs to be another way or some drawback behind it or something, or like it needs to change, because it's become too much of a staple where every deck runs a couple of them because you have to.
Exactly.
And with all the supporter findings that you can do now, it's I'm trying to think if there's a good solution to like find
I don't know
a way for it, but
yeah, I want to do one more because we've gone on for a while on this topic, and which is great. I'm only gonna do one more. I have a list with a couple more things that we would do, but maybe this is next week. We're just gonna do a smorgasbord episode where we do that last one and a couple other random topics. But I do want to talk about this one because I think this is one of the more fun things to talk about. And if we're in charge of the Pokemon Company, or we're at the Pokemon Company, they go, guys, you're really bad at designing games. You're really bad at fixing our competitive meta, or a competitive scene. We want you. You know what? You guys would be great at this. Let's make some merch. What merch item would you like to make? What merch initiative would we do to like really either have some fun or sell a lot of, or do something? I have like a philosophical one, but also just like a fun item. I think as a fun item,
Fairly similar philosophical one, but I'll let you go first.
Probably, I'll let you go first. I'll let you have it. I from an item perspective, I think they're really knocking out of the park with these like giant Pokemon. I think those are really fun. Like the Ferret, the life-size Ferret's very cool.
I wish it was still around.
The pictures they took with the life-size Lucario lets me know that they know what's happening, what they're doing, because it's just like, it's like petting somebody's head while they're sleeping. Like, it's silly. Okay. I really love these life-size Pokemon, and I really love a lot of the cool like little merch items we get. I think they should import their sleeves over to the US. I think the Japanese sleeves should come to the US.
Yes.
I think the sleeves that the US get are poop and garbage from a quality perspective, and I think the art is not nearly as fun either. I think that is one thing. They did actually start bringing over the like the damage counter cases, which I really appreciate from Japan to the US. So I'm kind of hoping the same thing happens. But I would love to see more like home decor, like the Quagsire thing we saw. Love that. Like I want more. There needs to be more. I need Pokemon furniture.
I need
Pokemon furniture.
10,000%.
Like if you go to the Pokemon Center website right now, there's like a home section, but the home section does not say furniture. Okay, there needs to be a furniture section. I would make an initiative for some kind of Pokemon furniture. I think that the table is a great idea. That Quagsire coffee table, side table thing, great start. But I would love to see like, hey guys, we sold you a table. I would even love, and this is probably even outside of Pokemon Center stuff, but I think when I watch like the tournament streams for TCG, they have those really cool tables where you lay the prices down and you can have a camera underneath it at the same time. I believe Pokemon should sell those to LGSs, to local game stores. I think they should have that as a product, kind of almost like an office supply store in a sense, and be like, hey, if you're holding Pokemon League and you're streaming your locals or something like that, it would be really cool.
Or if you want to stream your locals.
Or if you want to stream your locals, here it is. Like, here's the table to do that, to make this content so that we can make the game even bigger and better. I think that would be really, really cool to do. And somebody like, I think those tables and just Pokemon furniture in general, like you can even have cool tables to like play Pokemon games on. I don't know. Like I could see a world where like you have like your playmat, or even just like on the table itself, it has the printed set zones for you. So you don't need to have your playmat out or something like that. But I think the tables that they use for streams are like really sick. And they should do something like that. So that is my weird merch idea that I think they should do. Just a furniture section. But if I had to choose one, I would say like TCG specific furniture. I think that makes sense. How about you, Claude? What merch would you have them make that's more for Rhett? You know?
No. So part of me is like, I want more board games that are just Pokemon colored. Like, you know.
Yeah, I'm into that.
I have a game of Labyrinth, which was a game I played a whole bunch as a kid.
Wait, there's a Pokemon Labyrinth?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
What?
No, I got that for Christmas.
What?
Yeah, I have that too. I'm like,
okay, wait.
This is awesome.
Okay. What?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't I?
And it has
this?
a glow in the dark side.
Oh my
I
gosh.
haven't got a chance to really try it. It's like decent if you got a good amount of light to it. But yeah.
What is this?
It's literally.
Yep.
What is this?
It is wonderful.
Yep.
fact
So it's
that
literally you got your target Pokemon and you have to just scoot the board labyrinth around and move your piece to get to it.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Get-
Okay.
I'm thinking like I would love to have more just like random board games like that. That I think would be cool. I would love to see like a Detective Pikachu Clue.
That would be cute. That would be cute, actually.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of like little
More
things
than
like,
just
I'm, like,
Monopoly and
Yeah.
yeah,
you
but
know,
like I'm trying to find like different things that are going to be a little more exciting than just that. But
Mhm.
Monopoly
there's so
again,
many.
again. Exactly. So
like
Mhm.
it's things like that. I'm like, oh, this is fine. Like I'm struggling to find more merch that's, you know,
Yeah.
I would, because like all the merch I would
It's
want is
more-
all like custom.
Like what? Like what would you want?
Like I you know, like custom play mats or custom like sleeves or cards or something thing like that with like the Pokemon I want to see on it,
Mm-hmm.
or some variety of picking and choosing. You may have to go to Shark first because I'm struggling to find something that's like
Okay.
super good.
What are you on, Shark? What are you about?
my philosophical thing is that there needs to be more access to the merch.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I
like
agree.
when you look at it, like Japan has like plenty of Pokemon stores. They've got them everywhere, all
Mhm.
across. There's only like 3 international Pokemon centers, and the US doesn't have any of them. We only have the Nintendo stores, which
Man,
sell some Pokemon merch,
not to
but
go on
they're
like a
in
wild
New
tangent.
York and San Francisco.
not to go on a wild tangent, but they actually, I watched a whole bunch of information on that Pokemon Center in New York, and what happened to like make it go from a Pokemon Center to a Nintendo store. It's wild. I don't want to. This is. I shouldn't say, hey, go listen to Thatch talk about this, but it became like a special interest for like a week, and it was awesome to learn like everything that happened. It turned out the store just wasn't doing well as a Pokemon store at the time, but that's partially because of the way they set it up in some ways. But I digress. Sorry.
It's all good. I just think that there should, like, when you just look about it, a lot of malls, at least around my area in the Dallas area, like a lot of them are kind of getting older.
Oh,
And they're needing a little bit of facelifts and stuff. And it's like, I think there's opportunity to find ways to bring more either Pokemon centers or like the similar, whether it's actually piggyback off a Nintendo store or something, just bring more of that around to some of these malls across to just spread that out. Make it beyond just a local thing of New York and San Fran.
I think we are. I think you're correct, and from a Pokemon company perspective, you're also correct. They should do this because and the concept works, and I know it does because I live next to it. There's a store in Ohio called Original 151 that is independently owned and operated. And what they do, honestly, the guy who runs it has very good connections with somebody in Japan for importing items. But two, he just honestly buys like a ton of stuff from Pokemon Center when it comes out and then resells it in the store. And the store is doing wildly, it is wildly successful, the store. They just recently expanded it, made it an even better space. It is growing at a crazy rate. So I think there's a space to do this. I think it's proved out on even like the not official level that it works. And I think that Pokemon should take this opportunity, especially because mall space is getting cheap, actually.
It really is, just because the prevalence of online makes it so, it makes it convenient. But like,
granted, this guy like knows everything. This guy has like 4 other stores, but he started with this one in the mall. He had a TCG store beforehand, but then he bought the mall space, and then he made another space for like everything else Japan. And then he bought the California Pizza Kitchen that went out of business. And then he rebranded it into an anime bar.
Like for real, you could start.
It
doing
works so
that.
well.
Like,
it's been working really well.
People will go to the Pokemon cafes. You could try to bring that here. Like, no, for real, they're missing opportunity to really push
franchise
off because.
Franchise here.
I think a Pokemon cafe would be a great idea.
That would be a good one. I think it's just that Game Freak and Nintendo themselves just like have such a stranglehold on their IP, and they're scared of letting it go that they don't.
I understand, because it's a mixed bag. It's like, because I like, you want to protect it, you don't want to tarnish it, but also at the same time you want to like, they could be able to really like push like. The demand is there. They just need to slowly roll it out and just like start at some of these bigger metros. But like, even just like Pokemon TCG supplies, obviously we know the demand is so high when we're talking about the Target merch drop that Bo attended and I attended, and just people just are out there waiting in line on Saturday morning and are going after stuff. But the issue is like, they legitimately like, the Kanto jackets, they only had 6 at our store.
Right? Why?
You could put more. Why not? Why are you shortchanging it? Make it. Nintendo has the ability to eat a little bit of loss if they put more merch. So and Pokemon can eat a little bit of loss if they put more merch.
Absolutely agree with you.
You could put more supply out there. The demand is there. Take advantage while the fires are hot.
No, I absolutely agree.
Like, for real, could get a ton of stuff if they just had the supply. So that's my big pitch, is just pump the supply.
So I think I'm going to end us there, only because we've gone on for a very long time. But I would love to hear what other people might change outside of even the 3 topics that we went around and talked about. Like, what would you make as a game? What would you make change to competitive Pokemon? What would you make as a merch initiative? Let us know. Also, I'm gonna just do this now. I'm gonna say next week is gonna be our smorgasbord. And if you have something that's like a really small thing you would love to see us discuss on the show, this isn't really a pokey opinion type thing because it's probably more serious in terms of that. Let us know, and we'll go around and we'll just pick some of our favorites that you guys submitted, and you can email us those at puclpodcast@gmail.com.
I think we should also make an announcement in the Discord about it.
We absolutely will. It'll be in the Discord as well. Right. But with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kick it on over to our Poké quiz, where we're going to quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge.
Oh, hi, and welcome to the Poké Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark from the Dunsparce gang, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The host can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
Welcome to the Poké Quiz, and thank you for that introduction, Mark. We're going to get into it. Professor Oak would like to remind you it's time to Poké Quiz. Submit your questions over at pucldiscord.com. Thank you to those who did after last week's call. We really appreciated it. We got a lot of good questions this week, so we're going to get into it. Some good ones and some I think that are going to be way too easy for you guys, but we'll find out. All right, with this, we're going to get started. Oops, I got to actually click on the slideshow. The first question is a general trivia question, as always. And our first question is from Rock Rough Rider. The timer does not start until I begin the question, for those of you who have not seen the timer yet. Who is the only Pokemon to have 3 signature abilities? Who is the only Pokemon to have 3 signature abilities? Not 1, not 2, but 3 signature abilities. Pokemon with multiple abilities that only belong to them.
Is it just define signature?
They are the only Pokemon to have this ability.
Oh, okay.
This ability is only on this Pokemon.
And it has 3 different ones.
All 3 of them are still accessible?
Accessible? Define accessible.
As in,
like,
in the latest game that has abilities, I
in the
can
latest
get
game that
the
has-
Pokemon with all 3 of those signature abilities.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I
Yes.
just want to make sure that it's not like been retcon, like Chandelure Shadow Tag at a hypothetical
not
world.
been- this has
That's
not
gotten
been-
been, yeah.
This has not been.
It's not there. It would still have those abilities, and if I
It
caught it
would
in
still
the
have these
latest game-
abilities. And I should be good and not give you guys
gracious.
hints. I should be good and not give you guys.
Yeah.
So my mind goes to like
Yeah,
is it Calyrex?
that's exactly what I'm thinking. Because, I start going that direction because, no, what's its first ability? I think its first ability is
it's a nerve, isn't it?
wait, because it's as one is
As
the
one can hit
nay
both
plus
things.
a nerve. Maybe it is a nerve. So
I thought it was Calyrex because it has 1 and it can hit. Oh, but then like the other ones are not technically.
Wait, no, hold on. What is? Oh, Zygarde.
Yeah.
Zygarde.
Wait, it only has 1 though,
Because-
doesn't it? As Aura Break or the Aura thing.
It's Aura Break. It's Power Construct. What?
I think it's Zygarde.
feel like it's Zygarde, but I'm trying to think of what the third ability is. But I feel like it might have something there. Zygarde's one potential because it has forms.
Is it Rayquaza?
The timer is almost up, guys. I am going to need an answer.
What's the third Rayquaza? Because it's
Rayquaza. No,
I do
it's
need
not
it.
Rayquaza. It's got to be Zygarde or Calyrex.
Time's
I'm
up.
gonna
I
go.
need an
Let's
answer.
go with Zygarde. Lock
Zygarde.
it in.
Zygarde is incorrect. The answer is Terrapagos.
Oh gosh, dang it!
Oh my gosh.
Should have
Terrapagos
went
has
more newer.
I think Zygarde
Terra
maintains
Shift,
Aura
Terra
Break.
Shell, and
Yeah,
Terra.
I think
yeah.
I believe that Zygarde maintains Aura Break even as Mega Zygarde. So it doesn't get a new ability.
Like that's my problem. I think the Mega Zygarde, we don't have its true ability yet.
Yeah, we don't know its ability. Yeah. It might actually get a new one.
If that's the case, we get retconned into a new.
This
new
question
point, right?
might not be correct once Zygarde makes it. Mega Zygarde makes it champions.
I'm sorry, I completely missed Terrapagos. Pagogo.
I missed. The concept was there. We were on the right trail of.
It had to be a legendary. It's just a.
I just forgot about Terrapagos form.
All right. Well, you guys are 0 for 1. This next question is going to come to you as a general trivia question from Einmo 11. I don't know how to say that name. But what does the smoke ball item do in Generation 9? That's all they ask. What does smoke ball do in Generation 9?
Lets you flee from battle
without having to do a check.
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
Is it any different than in a previous generation?
I don't think it's any different than any previous generation that I'm aware of. And I think I looked this up recently. Yeah, I didn't really pay attention to what it did.
I know it lets you.
I'm just gonna
leave. Like
I
lets
think
you run
it just
away
lets
from
you
a Pokemon
leave.
battle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we're locking in.
That's what we're locking in.
Yeah.
That's absolutely correct. It lets users flee without fail. Yeah. Yeah. Great question. Easy question. Hey, one for two.
We'll take it.
Your next question is your Pokedex entry, as always, and it comes from this name. There must be a joke here that I don't understand. Bob Johnson. Oh wait, I don't know why that's the name, but it is.
Oh, I love it. That's great.
From Pokemon Y, this entry is from. The longer and bigger its tusks, the higher its rank in its herd. The longer and bigger its tusks, the higher its rank in its herd.
The keyword is tusks.
Mamoswine is catchable in Pokemon.
Why?
In Pokemon Y. So I'm kind of just it's either because I don't.
What else has tusks? Donphan? But I don't think Donphan's in the game.
Yeah,
I will remind you, by the way, as well. I will remind you as well that Gen 6 had all the Pokemon that were available up to that point in the decks. They had their own. They all had their own entries.
So it could be Walrein. It could be 10. I can't. You know what? Let's just go with Mamoswine.
It's either Mamoswine or it's Mamoswine or Walrein are the two.
Yeah.
So let's just
we're down to
Mamoswine
two.
Pro. Let's go Mamoswine because it's got the bigger tusks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mamoswine. We're gonna move to the next entry. This is from Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. If it were to tackle with its hard body, even a house could be destroyed. Using its massive strength, the Pokemon helps clear rock and mudslides that block mountain trails. If it were to tackle
Walrein and probably still Mamoswine.
I still think it's Mamoswine.
If it were to tackle with its hard body, even a house could be destroyed using its massive strength. The Pokemon helps clear rock and mudslides that block mountain trails. Okay, you're gonna go with Mamoswine? We're good with that?
Because you ride it and it gets rid of stuff in the path. Like it's the ice, but still. I think it's Mamoswine.
We're gonna go with Mamoswine?
I say let's
rockin' Mamoswine. The answer this week is Donphan. It's Donphan.
I said it too.
You said it. Yeah, you said it. I was like, I hope you go with that one. The answer is Donphan. I think Mamoswine talks a lot about like its icy stuff too, though. Talks about like being in like cold places. Donphan is just about being
close.
An elephant.
It's like a hard body. I'm like, oh, maybe it is Donphan.
Yeah, Donphan is the answer. Okay, you guys are 1 for 3. Your next question. Good. I'm going to let you recover a little bit. You're going to be able to get 3 points on this next question. There are 6 answers in your multiple answer question. And what we'll do here is for every 2 answers you give me, you get a point. The timer on this one is a little bit longer than the others, so you do have some time to think. But with that, we're going to jump into that question. It is from Chairman Chargebug. There are 6 water-type status moves. What are they? These are moves that don't do damage.
Just do.
Mm-hmm.
Water sport.
Let me double check to see if that. Let me see if that's on my list.
Unless
3
that's
strikes
got
and you're
cold,
out,
in that case, yeah.
I'm making sure it counts even if it got cold because that is a correct answer. It is not. It is on our list. It is on our list. Water sport, yes. Hope you guys can see my answers.
Is considered a status move?
Is what?
Yeah.
Is considered a status move?
Yeah. It's not a damaging move, so yes. So soak counts.
Yep.
I would
Soak.
lock that in.
So then soak.
Soak, that is correct. That is 2. That's your first
Okay.
point.
My mind went to Aqua Ring, but that's yourself, right? That's not
But
That still
status.
counts.
That's still status.
Aqua Rings.
I shouldn't qualify. Well, Aqua Ring is correct.
Okay, so just water type moves that don't do damage.
Mm-hmm.
What about Rain Dance?
Rain Dance is on the list. Yeah.
Water.
Is Splash? No, Splash is normal.
You
I
have
think,
4.
right?
I think Splash is normal. That's the,
Yeah.
that's the
Splash
funny.
is Splash is normal because it's actually translated from like hop. It means hop in Japanese. Because,
that makes sense.
Which is why Hoppip gets Splash.
And Baniri gets Splash. Yeah, no,
Mhm.
that makes a lot more sense
means hop
now.
in
That
Japanese,
makes a
but-
lot more sense now. Oh my
It
god.
was a translation thing from early Gen 1 because they took way more liberal changes to moves.
Oh, this is gonna kill me.
It's gonna be something.
We could use the hint now if you want.
Yeah,
You do have
let's
the
use
hints, yeah.
now.
You should use the
I'd rather use
hints.
it on
Yes.
this than on the base stat.
Yeah, it was
Absolutely
like if
should.
we. I was trying to see how long we could get there, but yeah, let's. Use
There
that
are
hint.
2 more moves you're missing. Then you're only missing 2, so you guys are doing pretty.
Yeah, we're doing really good. We got 4 of them pretty strongly.
This is the last 2. One is a move that will raise your defense, and the other one is a move that will heal you and maybe even your ally.
Life Dew.
Life
Yep.
Dew is one. Yes, that is the one that
Raises
will heal you.
defense. Is that withdraw?
That
Yeah,
is
there it
withdrawal.
is. Good job.
That is withdrawal. That is withdrawal.
There we
That
go.
is there you guys go. You guys got 3 points on that question. That is correct. For those of you at home who were not following along, the answers to that question were Aqua Ring, Life Dew, Rain Dance, Soak, Water Sport, and Withdrawal. So there you go. Look at that. You guys are 4 for 5, 4 for 4. Like the Wendy's 4 for 4. And we are going to go ahead and give you your base stat question, which is your last question. And this comes from Bodie. What is the grass type with the highest? Oh, wait, did I write special attack? It's supposed to be special defense. With the highest special defense. I'm going to say special defense.
Special defense. Dang it. So,
with the highest
okay,
special
well,
defense.
I'm going to pin Mega Meganium for a second.
I think let me double check. Let me double check that I actually meant special defense.
Either way,
before
I'm
we go.
pinning Mega Meganium for either special attack or special defense while we think further.
Mega
yeah.
Chestnut comes to mind.
Let me double check because I know what
Definitely
stat I wrote
physical,
down-
but it
number I wrote
could
down.
be special.
I thought it was.
definitely-
Wait, this is. Oh wait, actually, okay. The answer was supposed to be defense, not even special attack. I don't know how any of that got messed up. It was just supposed to be defense.
so we're gonna-
It was
So
just
we're
supposed to
gonna
be
put Mega
defense.
Chestnut down.
Yeah,
Yeah, you should put Mega Chestnut
with-
down.
Yeah,
You should put Mega Chestnut.
Yeah, let's
Mega
put
Chestnut
it
is higher
hard
than
down.
Ferrothorn, right?
Oh yeah, it's got like 160, 170 something.
I don't know
Maybe
why
even
I-
180.
There's
I
no
don't know
other.
why
It's Mega Chestnut.
I didn't.
I think it's just Mega Chestnut
Yeah,
and just
yeah,
lock
okay,
it in
great.
and just call it a day, guys.
It's absolutely Mega Chestnut. With a base of 172. By far and away higher than Ferrothorn or Kartana, which are in second place with 131, and then also Leafeon with 130. But that gives you guys 5 points today. That
What
does
was
change.
the? Special defense is Mochen.
Yes, Vochen, yeah. I don't know
Oh,
why
gosh.
I mistypoed that,
Still interesting.
but
I think it's
did.
unless something beats 135.
Yeah. But let me go ahead and open up our trivia to add your 5 points. My apologies. Or let me pull it up. Where did it go? Why don't I just always have this open?
Get grass. Oh, it's still
Alright.
Wochian, yeah.
It is still Wochian.
Mega
Wochian's pretty good.
Venusaur.
So let me go
Yeah.
ahead and pull this open. And then add in your 5 points. 5 big points. Actually, getting to the bottom of the trivia, getting to like the bottom of the top 4, not super hard for most people right now. The top 2 slots are very high, but you guys can definitely make it in. Log in. Yep, log in. Choose. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and add in your 5 points. We give Shark 5. We're gonna give Claude 5. And then we are going to go ahead and go to
Any of
like
Claude 9.
we're not going to give you 9 points too long. That's
No,
just
worth a
not,
shot.
it's just impossible. It's just not possible for us, you know.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
That's when I correct you on the question and
yes,
get
we
the
give
answer
you an extra
right.
point. Yeah, that's it. You give me an actually moment, you can absolutely have it.
Got it. I'm gonna look for those now. Just
Actually,
for fun.
you know what? That should be a new rule because, like during the multiple answer questions, we sometimes find other answers that the person asking the question missed. Actually, it's not on your list, but this is actually also correct. So in first place we have Linian with 45. In second place, Seth Vilo with 42. In third, Shark Finnegan with 38. In fourth, Jushiro with 33. In fifth, Claude 9 with 32. In sixth, we've got Whimsical with 31. In seventh, R Sigma with 28. In eighth, we've got Bosipis with 17. In ninth, Sublime with 7. In 10th, Mark with 5. And Shamu in 11th with 4. Everybody else has to get on the board. The top 4 at the end of November do get that chance to compete in the tournament's bracket, and the winner will get that $25 gift card to Wendy's. Only because I thought about that with the 4 for 4 today.
There we go.
That is it for our Poké quiz. We're going to kick things on over now to our Poké opinion. Welcome to our Poké quiz. Our Poké quiz is the part of the show where you can ask us a random question, or maybe we have a random question for ourselves, and we just get to have a fun little discussion for 5 to 7 minutes.
Actually, Fetch, it's the Poké opinion, not the Poké quiz.
Oh, wait, did I say Poké quiz?
Yes.
Oh, it's Poké opinion. This is the Poké opinion segment. And it's fine. It's fine. Here, have your extra. I'm not giving you an extra point for that. But we're going to go ahead and jump in with that. This question this week comes from Amno. I don't know how they say their name on the Discord server. 11. What don't you want to see in Generation 10? Which I think is a fun little question to talk about. And their example was a new Charizard form, which would have been my answer.
That's funny. That's really funny.
I don't want to see something like Paradox Pokemon. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to see I don't know. I honestly, my honest answer is I don't want to see more convergent evolutions, though I know that's what's going to happen. We're going to get more convergent forms.
Convergent evolutions, to be honest.
They're fine. I just think I wish they would have done convergent evolutions, or they would have done regionals, and we don't have both because it becomes confusing in that sense. I think the idea of them doing convergent evolutions makes more sense for them logistically, because they don't want to have if they put Diglett in the game, they don't want to have 5 different Diglets that also have to be coded into the game, which is fine. That makes sense. But I believe it going forward, if Diglett's in a game, it doesn't mean Wiglet's in the game. I mean, that was very obvious when we got Toad's Cruel and Toad's Cool, and we never got Tentacruel and Tentacruel until DLC. So I think that's definitely possible. Though there's also evidence that Toad's Cool and Toad's Cruel were also late game additions. So that's also possible. But yeah, that would probably be my thing. I don't know that I want to see more convergent evolutions. What would you guys want to see? Or don't want to see? What don't you want to see?
I really don't want to see an evil team that's not really an evil team.
You know what? That's a good take. That's a good take. That's a good take.
I mean, I really don't want a long intro where we're forced to sit there for an hour to progress the game in the beginning. I don't want the handheld as much.
I think Scarlet and Violet did an okay job. It was a good middle ground, I think, from the just, hey, let me go. From what it was Sword and Shield.
There was a 10-minute intro, and then it was, oh, go save your buddy.
Yeah.
And then it was, all right, cool. You have until you get to the big city. I think that
it was until you got to, oh my gosh, Mesagoza. Yeah, which I thought was fine. I thought that was an okay way to start it because.
And then it was, all right, then you're off.
Mm-hmm. But I think there was before Mesagoza, it was a pseudo open world area that you got to go play in a little bit and intro yourself to it.
A little bit, yes. It was fine. I thought
that one was fine.
I just don't want a long. I don't like being forced handheld into doing certain things.
Yeah, the one that I really disliked.
I want to go at my own pace and decide to do things when I want to do them.
The one that I really, really disliked was not Mezagoza, but I didn't like Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield's intro was the worst.
That was
I
awesome.
thought that
Not
one was
fun.
really bad. There was a Max Mofo was doing like a stream of his playthrough of Sword and Shield when he first got it, and he just yelled at the game. Like at one point, he just yelled. He's like, "Just let me play the game," because it holds your hand for like an hour in like the most obnoxious way. Where it's like, you need to do XYZ. You need to learn how to catch Pokemon from me. You need to learn how to do like use an item or something. Like it was very, very annoying. But I digress. What about you, Shark? What don't you want to see in Gen 10?
I do not want to see time gated areas. I
Mm,
think I'm fine with timed boss battles or raids or things like that. Those are acceptable. Or like where there's a challenge and you're really trying to get things done as quick as possible. I don't want to have areas like the hyperspace in
makes
ZA
sense.
where you are limited, like you're like where you have to do a certain thing to have the time to be able to explore there. I rather have the freedom to explore an area at my
Yeah.
own leisure
That makes sense.
and not just have it be totally time gated.
Absolutely. We should do that. I agree.
I agree. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's literally everything then. I don't know. I don't have anything else to say. No more Charizard propaganda, and no more. I mean, okay, if they bring a new Charizard form, there needs to be a new Venusaur and Blastoise form at the same time. That's all I want. Biggest missed opportunity in Legends ZA was not giving Blastoise Z and Venusaur Z. Like those are the two that should have happened.
Agreed.
Equalize the playing field. I should have happened.
Yeah, that should have. Instead, we got more Garchomp and more Lucario.
And they're probably fine. Like they're fine. They're not great, but they're fine. All right.
We'll see when they come into the main game.
Yeah. What's the
Champions.
ability look like?
We don't know what their abilities are going to be yet.
Yeah. if Mega Garchomp Z gets like thick fat or something, it would be silly. That like it can just like tank an ice beam. All right,
dear.
but we're done. We're good. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. We're going to go ahead and kick it on over now to our mailbag. So we're going to hear from you guys over there. Welcome to our mailbag. The mailbag is the part of the show where you can email us at puclpodcast@gmail.com and let us know what you thought of the topic. Last week, our topic was the top 5, bottom 5 Ash's Pokemon, which I heard actually stirred opinions within people. I didn't know that I had opinions either, but once we did the show, I had them. And I assume the same thing happened for a lot of others. But with that, we're going to jump right on into it. But I would be remiss if I did not remember that this segment of the show is brought to you by the fictional energy drink, Green Tauros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hooves!
And we'll give the Green Tauros badge to anybody we deem worthy. With that, we've got 3 wonderful emails picked out for you guys today, and we're going to jump right on into it. Our first email this week is going to come to you from Tia. And I believe Shark gets to read this one.
Hello, Puckle crew. Tia here, long time no see. Picking out Ash's top 5 and bottom 5 Pokemon was somewhat hard as I was not sure how much weight nostalgia played over hype and how much of it I should weigh towards my own personal bias.
All of it.
Number 5, Pidgeotto. Pidgeo is the group project member who's only there to submit the project, and his project is popping Team Rocket's balloon.
That's true.
It does nothing else except for the one episode where it evolves and aura farms against some wild Spearows and Fearows. This is not a Pokemon. It's a Dollar Tree employee who pops balloons all day and maybe scares a few violent birds on their way back home.
Yeah, that checks out.
Number 4, Totodile. Now that I think about it, all of Ash's water starters besides Greninja seem to be into extracurricular activities more than Pokemon battles.
Yeah.
And I can't put Squirtle here because Squirtle has won important battles. So Totodile, you're here because you started the joke water starter trend.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Number
fine.
3, his entire Journey squad. This squad deserves to be up there with the 2017-2019 Golden State Warrior or like Warriors, Justice League, Avengers, etc. as groups that are unbeatable. They're at the bottom despite their achievements because they go against everything Ash stood for. He usually uses uninvolved Pokemon, but uses their own unique strengths to turn around type disadvantages in unfavorable matchups. And the most unrealistic part is how these Pokemons are somehow strong enough to defeat Steven, Cynthia, and Leon when it was established before that Pokemon like Paul's teams got soloed by Cynthia's Garchomp.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Torterra. The Pokemon anime hates turtles and tortoises, and these two next Pokemon are proof. Torterra is that athlete who used to rely on speed, got a leg injury, and now can't do anything. And Torterra's injury was deciding to evolve from a Grottle. It didn't win any battles as a Torterra because it lost its speed and movement capabilities. Usually Pokemon improve from evolution, but Ash's Torterra somehow got weaker.
Okay, I'm listening.
Number 1, Torkoal. Okay, if you didn't think anime hates the turtles just yet, let me introduce you to Ash's Torkoal. This is the first fire water with how much water it dispenses from its eyes. Not only that, it's incapable of winning Pokemon battles. So tell me why they make his Torkoal go up against Brandon's Registeel and Tobias's Darkrai. That's
You're right.
That's
You're
like
right.
placing a.
Yeah.
She's speaking truth so far. That's like placing a freshman college athlete to go up against prime LeBron James. Why are you doing this to Torkoal when you know you can't win a battle? Now on to the top 5, which doesn't include Pikachu because Ash's Pikachu is the president of Pokemon.
That's true.
It's true. Number 5, Lapras. Now, I may be a bit of a hypocrite because Lapras, like Pidgeotto, had one job. Lapras's job was carrying the squad through the Orange Islands.
Okay, but that's kind of untrue.
Yeah.
Lapras like actually won battles. It won battles though, too.
True.
Like he used it in his Orange Island League several times.
Yep. Except Lapras had the most important job in the Orange Islands. Lapras's story and how prevalent it was during the Orange Islands is why it's top 5. This Pokemon didn't evolve physically, but it did mentally evolve and was the backbone of its season.
Emotionally.
Especially when I agree that it was used in those battles a lot more than Balloon Popper.
Yep.
Number 4, Snorlax. Snorlax is the one guy who shows up once a year to do an important job before leaving again.
Yep.
It feels like when Ash decides to use Snorlax, it just wins the battle somehow. I never even saw Snorlax train, yet it wins everything. It's here because the immense amount of trust I have in it. I trust it more than Charizard, his other aces, and even Pikachu. And that's why it's in my top 5.
That's completely fair.
Yep. Number 3, Sceptile. Going from a broken heart to breaking a Darkrai, Ash's Sceptile would put it in his twig and go to work. It would one-hit KO Darkrai and even look back to check if the job was done. And we can't forget about the time it somehow cut up to speed form Deoxys and gave it a point-blank solar beam. I thought this was a Pokemon, not the Flash.
I'm disappointed we never got Mega Sceptile in the anime. I'm really upset. Like he had so many mega capable Pokemon and he had so many cool Pokemon. That would have been cool to see them get Megas.
Yeah, but we
once he
needed
did
a
it.
good rival for Mega Greninja.
Yeah,
Was
well, it was Ash Greninja, but yeah, I think him having his own like in journeys, being able to say, "Oh, hey, here's Mega Sceptile, let's go," instead of Mega Lucario. I felt like Mega Lucario was shoehorned in, but whatever.
Number 2, Infernape. Who else would I put up here besides the champion of the abandoned and abused? Infernape went from the abused Chimchar to Ash's Gen 4 ace with Blaze that turned it into a Super Saiyan. Its Blaze became iconic, and the rivalry with Paul's Electivire was a great storyline in the Gen 4 anime. The final Infernape and Electivire battle is a classic, and he finally got his get back against his greatest rival.
That's true.
And number 1, Charizard. Charizard is the VP of Pokemon and both benefited and harmed our hobby so much. Seriously, Ash's Charizard is so iconic, from the abandoned Chimchar to Rebel.
That's true.
To Ash's most reliable Pokemon. Every battle his Charizard is and has been iconic. Charizard versus Magmar, Charizard versus Blastoise, Charizard versus Dragonite, Charizard versus Articuno. They even hyped up the Gen 3 in the anime by having a Blaziken beat his Charizard. He truly deserves the title of Pokemon VP. And then a future mailbag idea, Ash's top 5 and bottom 5 Pokemon battles, 1v1s, or do other major anime characters besides Tracy. That's
Tracy
all
had
for
3
now.
Pokemon.
See you on the football.
Yeah, 3 Pokemon. Can't do a top 5 bottom 5
Besides
of 3.
Tracy, yeah.
Meryl,
Besides
Scyther,
Tracy.
and who? Sudowoodo?
No,
No.
Meryl, Venonat, Scyther.
Then that's the ones I was like, okay.
Yep. Venonat
Alright.
did eventually evolve into Venomoth. We find out in Journeys, or at the end in like the last 11 episodes. All right. Well, thank you, Tia, for that long
Thought he had more
email.
than that.
Our next email. Tracy only had the 3.
He had an Azurill or 2. They gave away the egg.
Azurill, he gave away the egg to Misty. So she had something else to carry that after Togepi was gone.
That's it. He temporarily had a Bulbasaur, but that was it.
Well, I think it's
Alright,
Ash's Bulbasaur. All right. Well, Claude, let's talk about this email from Just Ben.
All right. Hey, Puckle crew. I wanted to provide my own personal top and bottom 5 of Ash's Pokemon over the years. However, I will be excluding all of Ash's Alola Pokemon from consideration because it's the era of Ash's journey I have the least watch time for. And of course, I'll leave out Pikachu for the same reason you guys did. Without further ado, here's my top 5, bottom 5 Ash's Pokemon. Top 5. Ash's Infernape. My absolute favorite of Ash's Pokemon, besides Pikachu, and had a much better arc than Charizard in my opinion. All right, so I know we get Thatch hates a lot on Gen 4, and this is me talking, Claude.
Yeah, I hate on Gen 4. Oh, the anime is really bad at it's just because they have that season of nothing.
So I think the Gen 4 anime is all about the character growth of all of Ash's Pokemon. It's everything. Every episode's a filler grow episode of something because I'm like, oh, Ash's Infernape had a wonderful storyline throughout the entire anime, getting it from Paul as a abused Chimchar to eventually it turning into an Infernape and then beating Paul later on, which is wonderful. But I just wanted to make that point in there because I missed the actual episode.
Correct. You're correct.
Anyways,
you're correct.
Okay, back to the email. Number 2, Ash's Bulbasaur. The reason I chose Bulbasaur as my first Kanto starter is because of Ash. Number 3, Ash's Crocodile. The one good thing about the Gen 5 anime. Very true. I especially love the build-up and his sunglasses. Ash's Butterfree. Number 4. Makes me tear up every time. Such intense nostalgia. Number 5, Ash's Kingler. It deserved more screen time, but man, it was cool while it lasted. That league battle lives in my head rent-free.
It does.
Also the...
Yeah.
It's one of the best sounds for a Pokemon that wasn't their name.
It was the best one. It was the best one.
Honorable mention, Ash's Dragonite, but mainly because Dragonite's my favorite Pokemon. Bottom 5. Ash's Palpitoad.
Okay.
Number 5. Ash's Palpitoad. Unnecessary and one of the most type redundant team members on his team for that time. Absolutely correct.
Very true.
Number 4. Ash's Gibble. You guys covered this perfectly already.
Yep.
Number 3. Ash's Dracofish. Why? Just why? In my opinion, Dreadnought would have been a better Gen 8 water type.
That's so... Actually, yes. Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Number 2. Ash's Hawlucha. On top of Hawlucha just being a boring addition, the team slot could not have been for Lucario in Gen 6. It could have been Lucario in Gen 6 instead of Gen 8. We got the bad timeline with Ash's Greninja and Hawlucha instead of the good timeline with regular Greninja and Gen 6 Mega Lucario.
I like Ash Greninja. I think they should have just given the Kalos starters Megas to begin with.
Yes. Agreed. And then number 1, Ash's Picnight. They picked the worst option here. They could have kept cute little Tepig, or they could have gone for a big buff Empoleon. But this, nah.
Yeah,
Thanks for reading. Smile you later for Alligator. Just Ben.
Thanks, Ben. We appreciate that one. Oh man. Yeah, that was a good one. We're on to this last email. This one's me. This is going to be from Tamal, the returning champion. So yeah, let's get into it. Good day, Puckle. I imagine that's what Tamal sounds like. He's from Australia. It's been a while. It's been a while, but it's time for another top 5 and bottom 5 list. Look, I'll level with you all. I hate Ash. He's annoying and loud, and I never liked him. Even when I was a kid in the 90s and everyone thought he was the coolest and wanted to have the same team as him in their games. So that's why I would use rock moves on all my Pokemon. Quad effectiveness against Charizard and Butterfree, and Pidgeot would also eat it. Where was I? Oh yeah. Here's my top 5 and bottom 5 Pokemon Ash has owned, but I hate him and everything he stands for. Top 5, Ash Greninja, because it doesn't exist anymore. Therefore, part of Ash's legacy has rightfully died. Number 4, Butterfree, because it had the common sense to dish Ash for a girl before Ash ended up sending it out against Blaine's Magmar or something. Number 3, Tauros number 11, because that's the age Ash will never be. Number 2, Pichu, which was just Pikachu de-evolved due to a Dialga time shenanigans time travel in that one anime special. Ash's Pikachu has 2 modes, Mary Sue Clutch Mode and Goofy Comic Relief. When it turns back into a Pichu, it's neither of those. Even better. It eventually turns back into an egg, so we can all have a little peace and quiet while Dialga is attempting to destroy reality or whatever the plot was of those episodes. I think I fell asleep halfway through. I was about to say I did the exact same thing. Number 1, Voltorb. Specifically Ash's Voltorb alarm clock, because by being broken, we avoided Ash choosing Charmander as a starter because we definitely needed Ash and Charizard as the series mascots. Honorable mention, that one Raticate he traded for Butterfree on the SSN. Because of that baffling decision, Ash traded it back at the last minute and almost drowned in the shipwreck, so Raticate almost indirectly ended Ash. Almost. Number 5, Palpitoad. Bottom 5, number 5, Palpitoad. So when I was playing through a Pokemon game, I try to keep Pokemon unevolved for a little longer than usual so I can spend more time with their unevolved forms. It makes the game a little bit more challenging, and it's fun to see them evolve after a major battle, like against a gym leader or a rival. One exception to this is Palpitoad. I kept it as a Tympole until level 35. I let it evolve and then immediately use a rare candy to turn it into Seismitoad. I hate this this ugly little thing so much, and I want to squish it with a brick. Number 4, Dracovish. Arceus wept when he witnessed this abomination. I think that was just before the English voice actor recorded Dracovish's lines. He was bopped on the head with a giant mallet, and they recorded his lines as he had the cartoon confusion birds flying around his head. You can't convince me that wasn't the case. Number 3, Rowlet. Look, I love Rowlet. But Ash, my boy, be a proper trainer. Take that Everstone when Rowlet coughs up his next owl pellet, stuff some rare candies down his gullet, and get yourself a cool Decidueye. You want a sleepy boy? Go get yourself another Snorlax. Number 2, Rotom. Specifically Rotom decks from Pokemon Sun and Moon. There's only one thing that's louder and more annoying than Ash, and that's his stupid Rotom Dex that needs to shut up more than the version they thrust upon us in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Even worse, Rotom Dex is friends with Sophocles, who I genuinely despise more than Ash. When humans evacuated the planet in the events leading up to Pokopia, I can imagine that Sophocles and Rotom Dex were given their own private rocket that was set on autopilot to crash straight into the sun. The Ultra Sun, if you will. Number 1, Pikachu. Specifically the one that talked in that reboot movie. Thanks, I hate it. Now, if you excuse me, I'll get back to watching the new anime episodes featuring Roy, Ash 2.0, and Ult, Ash 3. Ash 3. We calmed Roy down too much and he needs another loud and annoying character. Cheers, mates. Tomorrow. Wow. Anger and angst. That was one of them. Of the emails, that was certainly one of them.
That was definitely one of them.
Oh, man. Well, thank you for that email. Thank you to everybody who sent an email today. Next week, of course, we want to hear your opinions on what you would add to Pokemon as well in this segment. But I don't know. Who doesn't have the Green Taurus badge in that batch? I don't know. I think they're all great. Do. Then they all get it again. They can all have it once again.
If you already have it, great. If you don't,
Great.
let us know.
Yeah, let us know. But yeah, thank you to all of you for sending in emails. And please, more people send in emails next week so you can join the Green Taurus Club and also say hooves. With that, guys, we're gonna probably end the show. But I have to say a lot of other things first. First, if you want to catch up with us throughout the week, best place to do so is our Discord at puclpodcast.com. You can, of course, also follow us over on social media at Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, and Twitter. You can follow us over at Twitch at twitch.tv/thepuclpodcast, though we won't be streaming this Wednesday. We probably will stream over the weekend to go through that battle competition. We'll go through a good number of them and see if Thatch is bad at singles. Spoiler alert, he probably is. Though I've been getting Greel to give me tips on stream, which is great. I appreciate that. And then, of course, if you want to help watch us on YouTube, you can check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/puclpodcast. We also stream there. We stream at both places at the same time. Choose your favorite platform. And with that, you can help support the show over at Patreon at patreon.com/puclpodcast, where you can get ad-free versions of the show and maybe even get some Game Corner soon. And yeah, I think that's everything. With that, I have been Trainer Thatch.
I have been Claude9.
And I've been Shark Finnegan.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.
Side.